All right, New Orleans, you're starting off the morning off right. That's pretty good. I'm about to drive across the United States of America.
You can call me Clat. I have a YouTube channel. We're filming this right now for my YouTube channel.
Day one of the road trip we got on the radio! Ladies and gentlemen, good morning from New Orleans, Louisiana. We are here in the city of New Orleans. Welcome to the road trip of a lifetime. We are road tripping across the United States of America, and our first city stop from Miami is New Orleans, Louisiana. This is a cool, cool city. We've just begun the day by parking in one of these premium parking spots. This is not a sponsored bit. It's just something. It cost me $18 to park here. But that's because we have 2 hours in the French Quarter of New Orleans. So we're going to explore one of the coolest cities in the United States of America today by kind of taking it as a first impressions type of look. I want to see how it feels to look at this city in a new light. So we're gonna hit up one of the most famous spots in the city as well, a place called Café du Monde. So we're gonna hit up that coffee place right now, begin our day with a nice cup of New Orleans coffee. One thing that you can tell right off the bat when you enter the city is kind of that French influence. All the buildings are super old, antique looking, French looking. If you've ever been to France, they look very similar. And yeah, it's a really cool experience to just feel that in the United States of America. So we're standing in a line now, which is something I rarely do. But this place has a giant line, it's packed to the brim. But it's cool, you get a lot of the hustle bustle feeling here. You actually hear like jazz in the street being played. There's like a saxophone in the background. So the environment is very New Orleans already. I'm really excited about it. All right, guys, we have sat down in Café du Monde, and I want to explain to you guys the significance of this place before we actually get our coffee. Basically, during the American Civil War, there was some sort of shortage of coffee here, and they mixed chocolate and coffee to make a chicory, I think that's what it's called, coffee blend, which is why this place is famous. When you come in here, it's chaotic. It's really hard to get service, but finally when somebody comes to you, they'll take your order. It's very simple. It's actually really cheap. The coffees are like $2, almost $3 for a piece, and then you get these little things called vignettes, which are little powdered donuts, and they're also about $3 for like 3 of them. So it's a cool little process. It's not easy, but it's fast, and I think our things are coming right now. All right, guys, let's take a taste of what one of the most famous coffees in America is. Let's see what it's like. That's very good. It's like, actually, it's funny that I don't know the name in English for like, I think it's just called a white coffee. In England, they call it a flat white. That's what I'm used to calling it. And that's kind of what it is, but it does have definitely a little bit of a cocoa flavor inside. But honestly, it's so light on that if you didn't tell me, I don't think I would know. Now, it's time to taste these boys, the beignets. Frank, take a first popper. Good? I heard that the difference here is that they cover these in powdered sugar, like a really heavy coating, which is not something that is typically done. All right, let's try one of these beignets. It's a donut. Here's a pro tip for you if you come here. Don't eat one of these downwind, because it's just gonna cover you. I think this is a great way to start the morning off in New Orleans if you're coming. It's cheap too. This was only like $5 a person. Delicious. All right, New Orleans, you're starting off the morning off right. That's pretty good. I'm impressed. That was great. Besides being absolutely covered in powdered sugar, my camera and myself, I'm just covered to the brim. That was fantastic. This is a good way to start off the morning. Now we're just going to continue basically exploring the French Quarter, this area. This is one of the most famous parts of New Orleans, so I'm very excited to give it a kind of like deep-rooted look, especially during the day. And then we're going to head to kind of what is the high street of the town in New Orleans called Canal Street. So let's begin exploring kind of this French Quarter, see what we can get up to. And ladies and gentlemen, right behind all the hustle and bustle of the Café du Monde area, we're walking up to what is the largest river in the United States of America. Welcome, this is the Mississippi River. It's one of the most historical rivers in the United States of America, as well as the world, I believe. But this is a huge kind of shipping area, also ferry area for this town. People use this to get to work and stuff. We're hopefully at some point today going to hop on a ferry that takes us across it. What are you thinking of New Orleans so far, Frankie?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a chill city. It's nice. I should also mention at this point in the vlog, this is my 3rd or 4th time in the city, but I've never really given it kind of that proper time to explore like I do today and tomorrow. We're gonna be here for like 2-3 days almost. So I've always kind of rushed through here. It's kind of been a stop off. So I'm excited to give it the time that it probably deserves, because there's a lot to do here. This is really one of the most poppin' cities in the USA. Right, so the area we were just in right now is called Jackson Square. That's where that big kind of tower was. And now where we're heading off to is a place called Bourbon Street, which is kind of like the party district of New Orleans. And hopefully tonight, if all the plans go as planned, we can actually head there and do some partying ourselves. The vibe of this city is so radically different between day and night. And we're here kind of like midday. It's hot today too, so I guess there's not that many people out on the street. But once comes nightfall, hopefully when we come back out here, you'll see the craziness that can ensue here. All right guys, we've made it to Bourbon Street. The craziness is not ensuing at the moment because it's like 2 in the afternoon, but there are still people loudly and proudly drinking alcohol on the street at this time of day. And Frank, how do you explain the smells coming through this street?
Bad, just the worst.
They don't smell very good. It's, I explain it like this. It's kind of like the Vegas of the East Coast. It's where the worst and the best of human beings come out, is on this street. This is undoubtedly one of the craziest streets in the United States of America. And I want to give you guys a little sneak peek as to what it might look like at night. We're here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much a summary of Bourbon Street for you, during the day at least. Hopefully, like I said a billion times in this video, we'll have a chance to check it out at night. Right behind me is kind of the central area, kind of the downtown of New Orleans, going towards Canal Street. So we're gonna jump back in the car, we're gonna leave the parking spot, head down there, and do some more exploring into kind of the downtown area of the city. Bourbon.
Bourbon.
French District, done. Pooped. It's hot out here today. It's really hot. Let's jump in the car. Little Shirley over here, Shirley road trip. And let's hit the Canal Street. Boom bang! We've made it to Canal Street. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just paid $20 for parking again. This time for 3 hours, but damn, is it expensive. New Orleans, you're killing me with the parking today. We are here because, first of all, this is kind of the main street, the large kind of Times Square of New Orleans, per se. And we're gonna do a bit of exploring, a little walking around. I don't think there's much activity sake to do here, but there is food. So we're gonna look for some food, some delicious food, and then take a ferry ride. All right, where we're entering right now is a restaurant called Mother's. It's actually just on a side street past Canal Street. This is one of the best places to eat in New Orleans, from what I've understood. It is like a classic old style restaurant. We're gonna try some like classic New Orleans dishes that's known, kind of like that Creole food, and I think it'll be good. Let's jump on in, try it out. Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, good.
2140, baby. I like that.
We sit down, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Have a seat, place your receipt on the table, and they're gonna bring it to you.
Thank you very much. All right, so we have ordered. The way it works is you enter the restaurant, you wait in a line, then you order your food, and then you pay, and you get to your table, and then somebody from the back here will come pick up your receipt and check out what you actually ordered and then bring it to you. I got a fried chicken po' boy, which is a famous Louisiana dish. It is kind of like fried chicken and a sandwich with famous New Orleans bread. And Frank got a jambalaya, which is kind of like rice cooked with sausage and meat and chicken and a bunch of seasonings and stuff. It's gonna be really, really, really good. We're very hungry. This is gonna be kind of our first meal for the day, and it's already like 3 p.m. So I'm excited to get some food in my stomach. All right, guys, we have received the food. Oh my God, this is exciting. Look at this thing. This is a fried chicken po' boy.
This is jambalaya.
Jambalaya right
Jerry's
there.
jambalaya.
Jerry's jambalaya. We're going to dig in right now, and I'm gonna prepare this delicious po' boy.
Oh my God.
Is it good?
Very good.
Look at that bread. That is a hefty sandwich right there. Let's take a bite. Let's see what a fried chicken po' boy in Louisiana tastes like. The way that chicken is fried, it's still juicy. It's still a little light. It's not like crazy hefty, but that friedness right there. Ooh. All right, my first try of New Orleans jambalaya. Let's try this out. Very heavy on like the tomato sauce almost. It's like, oh, wow. Doing this, guys, is one of my absolute favorite parts of traveling. Coming into a random city at a random time, choosing a random restaurant that you find on Google Maps that happens to have good reviews, and falling in love with the food, because this is just wow. Oh my God, oh, that was delicious. I'm exploding with food right now. That was insanely delicious. That was an amazing experience, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Frank, the mission now,
Yes.
let's go sail across the Mississippi River.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna head down to the Canal Street Ferry Terminal, and apparently there's some cheap ferries down there that I've researched. We're heading in the opposite direction, I just realized. This looks a little interesting. Okay, the signs to the ferry lead up to here. So let's see if we can actually find out some more details about this ferry ride. I'm loving this city so far though. It would be nice if it was a little colder. It feels almost hotter than Florida. All right, so we're here at the ferry terminal. So the way that this ferry works, it's basically like a ferry for people who are trying to get to the other side of the Mississippi River. So this is kind of like downtown New Orleans. On the other side, there's people might be working, it might be their home. So this is kind of like, I guess the most similar thing, it would be like the Staten Island ferry in New York. So if you're just getting across the commute, it's $2 for each way, so it'll be $4 round trip. Now, why are we doing this one specifically? Well, you can take a ferry across the Mississippi in like a steamboat, do kind of like that antique tourism, touristy thing. But we're not doing that because it'll be like $30, $40 for like an hour on the thing. Here you get to go across the Mississippi, see a beautiful skyline of the city, and all that for $4. So if you're a cheapskate like me, and you're trying to travel cheap, you can do it just like this. All right, guys, we've got it on the boat. I'm now going to give you a bunch of facts and information as we sail across, so look at this beautiful view and learn about New Orleans. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a history for you guys about New Orleans. So the actual name of this town is La Nouvelle-Orléans. It comes from a French word, which means the New Orleans, because if you didn't know, Orleans is actually a city in France. And actually this town was founded by the French in the 1700s. That's why the French Quarter looks literally like a picture out of France or Paris, somewhere in a French town. A lot of the buildings here and streets are named after French people, French names, but this town was also ruled by the Spanish for 40 years and then eventually bought by the United States in 1803 in the Louisiana Purchase. Because of the influx of African slaves, things like French Creole came out of this city and Creole dishes. And this town prides itself on being a multicultural destination with a lot of history that's quite international. It's not a massive city, probably one of the smaller major cities in the United States, but there's a lot to see and do here as well. There's lots of really cool old architecture, and every alleyway in this city is filled with vibrant history, whether it's from French colonies or the hip-hop industry. Some super famous artists have come out of this town. People like DJ Khaled was raised in the city, and that's pretty much it. That's a little brief history for you guys about New Orleans. All right, guys, we've made it to the other side of the river after a beautiful little journey. You can see pretty much all of downtown Canal Street, New Orleans here. I'm gonna put the name of the actual place that we're in right now, the other side of the river, because I don't remember it and I can't really pronounce it. So I'm gonna pop that up on the screen right now. But look at this, we got a giant cargo ship passing by us right now, going down the Mississippi River. Very, very cool to just be sailing casually for $4 on the largest river in the United States. Guys, this has been a long day. We're finally back in the Clapmobile. Whew. Surprised this car's still kicking. Okay. Whew. Frank, what do you think?
It's hot.
It's hot.
So hot.
All right, guys. So I don't even want to collect my thoughts right now because it's so hot. What we're gonna do is, our plan is to go drive somewhere, which is nice and cool, so we can sit down and relax a little bit, and then we'll collect our thoughts and summarize them for you.
Sure.
So let's go do that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. That is our first impressions kind of New Orleans. Not really first impressions, kind of first impressions with a new twist on it. I love this city. I'm excited to see more of it. And this vlog is over, but this day has not ended for us. So please, if you're just finding this video right now, make sure you check in, because the next video on this channel is going to be us checking out Bourbon Street at night in the party district of New Orleans. Is happening immediately after that, so we're heading right now. We're about to get all jazzed up and partyriffic. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single episode of this crazy road trip across the United States of America. And smash that like button, give me a good old smash. Comment down below a place that you think I should head out to, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. A goodbye, Clats.
Weird outro.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end. It's actually not nighttime, but it's the after. What am I saying? Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. That is our first impressions kind of New Orleans. Not really first impressions, kind of first impressions with a new twist on it. I love this city. I'm excited to see more of it. And this vlog is over, but this day has not ended for us. So please, if you're just finding this video right now, make sure you check in, because the next video on this channel is going to be us checking out Bourbon Street at night in the party district of New Orleans. Is happening immediately after that, so we're heading right now. We're about to get all jazzed up and Portorific. It'll be fun. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single episode of this Q's crazy road trip across the United States of America. And smash that like button, give me a good old smash. Comment down below a place that you think I should head out to. And we'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. A goodbye, Clats.